Hello, welcome to Constitution Monday with Monday. Article 6 may be brief, but it plays a foundational role in the structure of American government. It establishes the supremacy of the Constitution, ensures continuity of lawful obligations, requires officials to swear loyalty to the Constitution, and firmly rejects religious tests for public office. From a constitutionalist perspective, Article 6 reinforces the rule of law, federalism, and limited government by making clear that authority flows from the Constitution itself, not from individuals, offices, or shifting political majorities. Overview of Article 6. Article VI contains 3 clauses, each addressing a critical element of constitutional governance. Legal continuity and public debts. The Supremacy Clause. Oaths of office and prohibition of religious tests. Together, these clauses ensure that the Constitution governs the government, and not the other way around. Clause 1, Legal continuity and public obligations. Text of Clause 1. All debts contracted and engagements entered into, before the adoption of this Constitution, shall be as valid against the United States under this Constitution, as under the Confederation. What this clause does. This clause ensures that the adoption of the Constitution did not erase or invalidate lawful obligations incurred under the Articles of Confederation. Specifically, it provides that debts owed by the federal government before ratification remain binding. Treaties and commitments entered into under the prior system remain valid. The new Constitution represents continuity of lawful authority, not a break from it. Why this matters? From a constitutionalist standpoint, it establishes the United States as a government governed by law, not convenience. It protects public credit and national credibility. It reassures both citizens and foreign governments that constitutional change does not mean legal chaos. A republic that ignores its obligations undermines trust and stability. This clause affirms that constitutional reform does not excuse irresponsibility. Clause 2. The Supremacy Clause. Text of Clause 2. This Constitution, and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made, under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. What the Supremacy Clause establishes. This is one of the most important clauses in the Constitution. It declares that the Constitution is the highest law in the United States. Federal laws are supreme only when made in pursuance of the Constitution. Treaties lawfully made under constitutional authority carry legal force. State judges are required to follow the Constitution even when state law conflicts. Key constitutional limits often overlooked. A constitutionalist reading emphasizes what this clause does not say. It does not declare all federal laws supreme, only constitutional ones. It does not erase state authority or sovereignty. It does not authorize federal overreach beyond enumerated powers. The phrase "made in pursuance thereof" is critical. Laws that exceed constitutional authority are not supreme. Importance to federalism. This clause ensures uniform application of constitutional law across states. Prevention of states nullifying lawful federal authority. Preservation of a national legal framework without abolishing state governments. In a constitutional republic, supremacy belongs to the Constitution, not to Congress, courts, or executives acting outside its bounds. Clause 3, Oaths of office and no religious test. Text of Clause 3. The senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of the several state legislatures, and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation, to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. Oaths to the Constitution. This clause requires that all federal officials swear or affirm loyalty to the Constitution. State officials are also bound to support the Constitution. Allegiance is to the governing document, not to a ruler, party, or ideology. From a constitutionalist perspective, this reinforces that the Constitution is the ultimate source of authority. Office holders are servants of the law, not masters of it. Violating the Constitution is a breach of sworn duty. No religious test clause. The second half of the clause prohibits religious tests for public office. Government cannot require adherence to a particular faith. Public office is open to citizens regardless of religious belief. The federal government is barred from religious gatekeeping. This does not mean hostility toward religion. Rather, it ensures freedom of conscience, equal civil participation, protection against sectarian rule. It keeps the republic civic, not theological, while allowing religious citizens full participation. Why Article 6 is essential to a constitutional republic. Article 6 reinforces several core pillars of constitutional government. 1. The rule of law. Government authority flows from the Constitution. Laws are legitimate only when grounded in constitutional authority. No official stands above the Constitution. This prevents arbitrary rule and safeguards liberty. 2. Constitutional supremacy without centralization. The Constitution binds both federal and state governments. Federal supremacy is limited, not absolute. States retain sovereignty within constitutional bounds. This balance is essential to preserving federalism. 3. Accountability of office holders. Oaths tie public service to constitutional fidelity. Officials are morally and legally accountable for constitutional violations. The Constitution becomes a living obligation, not symbolic text. 4. Protection of individual liberty. Religious freedom is preserved. Citizens are not excluded from public life based on belief. Civil authority remains separate from sectarian control. This protects pluralism while maintaining moral independence of government. From a constitutionalist viewpoint, Article 6 serves as a constant reminder that power must always be subordinate to law. The Constitution restrains government at every level. Loyalty to the Constitution is the defining requirement of public office. It rejects the idea that outcomes justify overreach and affirms that legitimacy comes only from adherence to constitutional limits. In conclusion, the quiet backbone of constitutional authority. Though often overshadowed by more famous provisions, Article V is a structural cornerstone of the Constitution. It ensures that the nation honors its obligations. The Constitution remains supreme. Officials are bound by oath. Liberty of conscience is preserved. The Republic functions under law, not personality. In short, Article 6 keeps the Constitution in command, where the founders intended it to be, and helps ensure that the United States remains a government of laws, not of men. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay free.